Hi everyone, how's it going? I am Sid Part 2, and I am joined today by...
Matthew Maxwell Myers.
Yeah, and I'm going to play with the video for him as much as I can because I find that endlessly entertaining. Anyway, Maxwell and I are doing another one of these video split-screeny, we need a name for this format, Maxwell, reviews. And Maxwell, what are we reviewing this time?
Let's see here. I saw it last week. I got sick off of popcorn, and I'm trying to remember the title of the film. Now You See Me.
Correct.
I believe.
Correct, sir.
Yes.
Correct. So, Now You See Me, we're going to try to go non-spoiler for a couple minutes, and then we'll start spoiling things. But Now You See Me is the tale of a group of magicians that call themselves the Four Horsemen, and how they are committing crimes as part of their magic act. And it's got, Michael Caine and Morgan Freeman in it, and I don't know what's up with Michael Caine and being in movies about magicians.
Well, he's only been in 2 so far, so...
So far.
I'm just hoping there's a trend to these,
Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, so... Alright, just non-spoilery, what were your general thoughts on the film? Good, bad, recommend, don't recommend?
I liked it. The only thing I'm wondering is it just me, or are the good movies about magic, do they always have to have a twist?
Well, I mean, that's part of a good trick. It should have a twist, some kind of crazy element to it. And this one did. I don't know how much I enjoyed the twist, but, saying that there's a twist is kind of obvious. I mean, it's a magic act. The whole point is to fool you until you, get it. I don't know, I enjoyed parts of the movie. Other parts I was like, meh.
Personally, I liked it up until the twist, which we get into spoilers once we talk about that.
Sure. So let's get off with it, because yeah, I think you and I have the same problem with it. What do you think of...
The best part of this, if I may, the best part, in my opinion, is there's one trick in this where, if you're a magician, watch the film just for this, in my opinion. This is such a cool trick. If it can be done live, you really have something. It's the one where the girl jumps into the bubble and
that
levitation.
Was cool. And the thing that actually, yeah, I agree, that was really neat to see. And the thing I'm really curious about is I saw an interview before this movie came out with Michael Caine and Morgan Freeman, in which Morgan Freeman fell asleep. But he was talking about how a lot of the tricks they do in this movie are practical, and very few are digital, which excites the hell out of me, because I want to see... I think we might have to do a re-review of this movie once we get, the DVD, so we can find out, if, how much was real, how much was fake. Because that one shocked me, and it looked fantastic,
Well, I think the levitation itself can be done.
Mm-hmm.
If it were done in real life, it would be based on the David Copperfield flying illusion. But it's just inside of the bubble. That's where you have the tricky problem of the method to do the levitation would burst the bubble.
Maybe, and that's the thing, is it an actual bubble? Is it a trick of the lighting? You don't know, and I want to see the film I want to see this, the behind the scenes of this for that specific reason, because, I mean, yeah, that bubble could have been CG, but if they're, touting that a lot of this isn't CG, then that'd be their, that'd be their opener, or their closer act,
Yeah.
Because that just looked awesome, I have to agree with you, I loved it.
I think that's the best part of the reason, and the only reason you should see it.
Really?
The best part. I mean,
ouch!
It's just, once you get to the twist, it kind of ruins it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk on the twist yet.
Yeah, I agree. So, the thing that kind of bugged me is Woody Harrelson, who I do love. I mean, he was in Natural Born Killers, and he was fantastic. And I'm not pronouncing his last name right. The oldest member of the team, the guy that was the mentalist.
Yeah.
He seemed way too old to be hanging out with these kids, and it got a little creepy because he started hitting on that chick, and it was just like, you're you're way too old for that stuff, bud.
Well, how many magic shows have you seen?
Fair enough. I'm just saying, it's just like, just in the context of this movie, like, everyone else looks really young, like, you know, mid to late 20s.
Maybe
Yeah.
30s.
Yeah, mid to late 20s, whereas Woody Harrelson is probably, what, mid 50s, I think? Or 40s. I might be, you know, jumping the gun there, but he just, the way he was hitting on the chick,
I thought he was funny throughout the whole thing.
He was
I
funny.
thought he was the best one.
He was funny. He was really amusing. I'm not gonna lie. It seemed like they got him just because they could get Woody Harrelson, you know, instead of like someone. It feels like it was written for a much, you know, younger actor, even though they have a couple lines that like allude to that he's been around for a while. But I don't know. That just felt really awkward to me. Apparently, I'm the only one. Maxwell's smoking and drinking right now. Hey, kids.
No, it's sweet tea. It's sweet tea, okay?
Oh, it looks like scotch.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. So, overall, would you recommend going to see it? Let's do a double kind of recommend here. Would you recommend that normal, everyday, average Joes go see it? And would you recommend that magicians go see it? Answer those questions separately.
You see, with Burt Wonderstone, I said, if magicians go see it, they'll get the jokes. With this one here, I didn't feel there was a lot of inside jokes about magic. And if you're one of these magicians who says you should never reveal anything, yeah, they reveal a few tricks. So you're gonna hate this, as well as almost any movie about magic. But honestly, I think magicians should, if you aren't going to watch the movie, try and find a clip of the bubble levitation.
So you're saying that makes it worth the price of admission.
I went and saw it at a matinee for like $5.50. Honestly, for magicians or laymen, I could think of worse ways to spend $5, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah, I'd tend to agree with you. Normal, everyday people should enjoy this movie plenty because, I mean, it's a cool thriller. It's got some awesome chase scenes, and the one thing I did love that's kind of spoilery, but I'll mention it, I think my favorite scene, not counting the bubble trick, is the fight scene with the magician when he was, like, throwing the cards and stuff. That was really cool to see.
Yeah.
Like, there's a magician fight scene. It's awesome. But, other parts, I'm like, it's kind of just a dumb summer movie, so it's not, you know, if we take magic movies and we put The Prestige as, like, the best one ever, given that it's a very small category for films, if we take The Prestige, and then we take, I don't know, what's a not good at all magic movie?
Well, it really depends how you're going off of. It depends why it's a bad movie, but personally, people would say The Illusionist is really good. I just don't see it as a movie about magic.
It's a love story.
Which, I should say this here about this movie. If they had done any other profession, you don't have to have these characters be magicians. They could be almost anything, because the whole thing, it's basically a heist movie. Almost any profession could work here.
Yeah, but it's the aspect of them being on stage that makes it work as well as it does.
Right.
I mean, the whole, you know, how are they going to put on a show and commit a crime at the same time? And the fact that they're putting it on a stage makes you question whether or not they're actually committing the crime, which is fascinating. You know, that first bank heist is really interesting, and that's not really spoiling anything, because that was in the trailer.
Yeah.
You know, it worked really well. The whole mentalism with we can hypnotize people. Really?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's just... See, that's the thing. You can tell this movie wasn't made for magicians or people who actually know what they're talking about when it comes to magic to some degree. But... I think a layman or just someone that wants a cool thriller, you know, twisty kind of movie will enjoy it. But yeah, so I'd say go see it if you have nothing else out, and really there's not a ton else out if you've seen Star Trek and Iron Man 3. So
Uh,
we're just waiting for Superman.
I think that laymen will enjoy this, but magicians, I think it'll be kind of so-so. Honestly, I can't get over the bubble levitation. See it
It
for
was
that.
really cool, wasn't it?
I mean, that alone is worth $5 in a theater to me.
Yeah,
So,
I think we're definitely gonna have to do a review of this once we know how that was done. Because
yeah.
I've got to see the special features for that alone. But all right, let's go into spoiler territory and talk about. All right, so everybody that's watching, if you haven't seen the movie and you plan to, turn the video off now because this is the part you do not want to know about going into it. So Maxwell, the twist, the idea that the there is actual magic in the world guarded by the eye, and that the FBI character that's the kind of protagonist antagonist throughout the entire movie is really this magician that they mention twice, and that he's this secret member of this society, and he got them all together and started them on this quest, and blah blah blah.
Here's the thing. I am perfectly okay with it as a revenge movie. Because it is. It's the son of the magician who died is framing the magician's assistant.
Mm-hmm.
20, 30 years later, whatever it was. That I can buy. It's just, as a magician, you're seeing magic on stage, and then they're saying there's this order where they might really be magic, and I'm even okay with that, where they allude to there might be real magic, people are seeking this out to see if it's real, but the fact that it is real bugs me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. I like the way that they kind of tease the order, and I like the idea that they go that sleight of hand was perfected in ancient Egypt to, steal food from the rich and give it to the poor. That was really cool. That was a clever idea.
maybe true, I don't know.
They say the 3 balls originated in Egypt.
The thing about the cups and balls, every magician knows the story and tells it. There is a hieroglyph on a wall in one of the tombs where it has someone doing the cups and balls. Maybe.
Yeah.
No one knows if it is or isn't. We're just claiming it is so we can say, this is the oldest recorded trick in magic.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm going to go to a little bit of Mr. Wall and say the Liberty Valance effect. I'm perfectly happy claiming that. And the Liberty Valance effect is, if you've never seen the movie The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, one character shoots this outlaw known as Liberty Valance, but another character, the main character, gets credit for it and becomes very famous for it. And he confesses all of this to a reporter in his old age, and the reporter tears up the story and says, "This is the West. When the legend becomes fact, you print the legend." And, it doesn't matter if the cups and balls aren't really the thing pictured in the hieroglyph. It's cool to think that they are. And
Yeah.
it doesn't have any bearing on history one way or the other. It doesn't change anything, so let's just say that it is. And I'm cool with that because this takes that and works with it well. I mean, it takes it and it adds to the level of this idea of, Egyptian sleight of hand and the... That's fine. I just didn't like that they required this idea of actual magic. It just kind of ruined it for me. I'm like, who would teach a magician actual magic?
The Morgan Freeman character, I wish they had gotten Val Valentino for that. Okay, he's not actually an actor, but the Morgan Freeman character is kind of like the Masked Magician. And just, if you could have gotten, like Val Valentino, rewrite the story a bit just so it's Val Valentino is there, it's an inside joke for magicians, and at the end, he's arrested. How great would that be for most magicians?
Yeah, but wouldn't that be kind of mean to him?
Yeah, but who cares? If he was offered, he'd probably have taken it.
Fair enough. I don't know. I like Morgan Freeman's character. He was interesting. I like that he thought he was ahead of everybody the whole time, and then just, that was cool.
I was really hoping the twist in this was that Michael Caine's character would be like a few hundred years old and was the same character from The Prestige.
It makes perfect sense.
I mean, in this universe, there's real magic.
Yeah, I mean,
Why not?
That's the thing, is like that just spoils the whole point of the movie to me. Is that there has to be real magic. I'm like, so why would you? It just seems like, magicians. Not anymore. But magicians kind of rose to popularity being great liars and cheaters and thieves. Why would you teach those people how to actually do impossible things,
Technical difficulties, everybody!
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
And I decided to go eat.
And I had to refill my alcohol. Thank you for doing the air quotes for me.
No problem. Anyway, so the last thing I said, Maxwell, since you weren't aware and I refused to answer your question because I don't know, was that, excuse me one sec, I don't see why you would teach people who are historically liars, cheaters, and thieves. They aren't anymore. They aren't.
No. We lie, cheat, and steal for a living now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only difference. We get paid to do it.
Yeah, I don't know why you would teach these people how to do supernatural things. So, what's your comment on that?
I think it's a dumb idea. I just don't. Here's the thing. If I was given real magical powers, I would win the lottery and never work a day in my life.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like, I guess they kind of give themselves an out by saying they only show the people who really earn it, but come on.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was cool that they had this kind of Robin Hood thing going for them. Mm-hmm. Alright, whatever. I thought it was a little lazy how they tied everything together in the end, personally. It's like, we robbed that bank because that bank owned the theater or owned the event or something, and we stole from this guy because his company made the safe, or was the insurer, or whatever.
Let's see here. So the guy who died, the safe company, the safe that he died in, they're going to rob that safe, right?
Something like that. It had some connection to the bank, between the safe and the bank.
Yeah. I'm still trying to remember why the first bank was involved. I understand the whole, he didn't get paid the insurance money for the death, which, honestly, I don't know any insurance company who would insure
a magician? Oh, of course not. That's ridiculous.
Well, insuring for magicians, yes, but for something where it could, in theory, actually kill the guy, I mean, I wouldn't insure him,
Yeah.
I would insure for sawing in half, because that will never go wrong. But
well,
underwater escape in a safe, I'm not going to insure that. It's too risky.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess it's the fact that they said they would and then they didn't, and I guess that makes sense. I'm just trying to figure out, like, it just seemed like it was such a lazy wrap-up to it all. I'm a big mystery fan, and this is not a satisfying mystery.
Yeah.
It falls apart to me. Alright, so, how'd you like the Hulk, though?
The Hulk?
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. He's the Hulk. He's the FBI guy in the movie.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen any of the new Hulk movies.
No, you haven't seen Avengers?
I was thinking, Bill Bixby is in this? What?
You haven't seen Avengers. How have you not seen Avengers?
The only Marvel superheroes I like are Spider-Man, and that's it. And I haven't even watched the new Spider-Man films yet, so...
Wow. Okay.
How did I like the actor playing the character?
How'd you like Mark Ruffalo?
I thought he was good. I liked him.
Yeah, me too. He was good. It gets so weird and lazy. First of all, that is definitely not Mark Ruffalo in the hoodie in the beginning of the movie. It's a completely different build. then, I don't know, he's really good as this agent that's, like, getting desperate and frustrated. But then he has that turn where he's supposed to be this son that's been, like, playing this part for all these years, and it's just, it wasn't very convincing to me.
Well, if they had the character where he hates all magic, like they were kind of maybe hinting at, just saying at that point, I'm the guy's son, I don't want to be involved with magic at all because my father died because of doing a stupid-ass trick. I would buy that. You know?
Maybe.
That would give away the twist, but, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But would make a better character, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't work, and part of it's like, it's just so poorly written at that point. It's, you know, the seams begin to unravel at the end of this movie, which, I mean, let me say this, I didn't feel that way until I started thinking about it, you know? Like, when I walked out of the theater, I was perfectly satisfied with the ending, and I will say this much, there was a great, you know, I had a really packed theater, which is what helps about going at a later show.
Yeah.
At a really packed theater, and that scene where Morgan Freeman is turning around and he says the line right before Mark Ruffalo disappears from the cell.
Mm-hmm.
As he says that line, before he turns around and gets the reveal, everybody in the, like, so many people in the audience, like, it was an audible kind of thing. So that was good for it. You know, it did legitimately, you know, make it work. You know, people were legitimately surprised, and at that point, it was okay, you know? At the point where they kept saying that someone in the FBI is helping these people. Someone in the investigation is helping them. Not so much when you think about it later, but it did work for me, at first.
The real problem is that I have not rewatched this.
Neither
but
have I.
If it comes out on DVD, I'll buy it. It's a movie about magic. There's only so many out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, going back to The Prestige, probably the best movie on magic. That movie, you can rewatch it knowing the twist and go, oh, that and that.
I mean, it reveals itself within the first 30 seconds. Are you watching closely? Top hats and cats.
Yeah.
Tells you the entire movie in the first couple seconds.
But it's just with this one here. If I were to rewatch it, it would be, are there any hints? Are there any clues? And if there are they any good?
Yeah,
The Prestige, good hints, good clues, you know?
Yeah, see, usually when you have a mystery, I mean, they did this all the time in Monk, and they do it in Psych and everything. Usually when you have a mystery, they'll actually play the clips that they showed. You know, we did a whole topic on this on Kiki Gentleman about where does mystery work better, in prose or film, and I say film just entirely because you can show things without mentioning them. You know, you can have stuff happen in the background, pay it no mind, and it's like the major keystone to your entire story, right?
Yes.
Usually in film...
Could you please quiet down, Winston?
You should just get Winston on your shoulder for these.
He wouldn't stay.
Oh, that's too bad. Usually in film, what you'll get when you have a mystery being wrapped up is they will show you the clues again. And I mean, it's a magic trick, they might not want to do that, but still, to make it a satisfying wrap-up, you usually do that to prove, I fooled you. You usually don't hide the clues from your audience up until the end of the movie, you know? Because, I mean, they even did it. They even showed how they did a couple of the... I loved when they broke down how they were doing the different heists, you know? And they were using magical methods. That was really cool. Like hiding that safe, that was neat. Just some of the stuff was just brilliant, how they got it together. Once again, the hypnotism, bullshit, but...
I was just going to say, the very first, where they showed the drop beneath into the bank vault, there was a gasp of, really? That's how they did it?
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of knew that like 10 minutes ago, because I'm a magician, it's the only method. No.
The teleportation helmet. See, like, the one thing they didn't explain is how they got that guy from under the stage
Back
to
up.
Paris.
Oh, to Paris, yeah.
Because he's picked up in Paris. And I believe he was picked up in the bank vault? Like, I don't know about that part. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't remember. If it was, it needs to be better explained. I'm trying to get the smoke out of the camera.
I have an idea. Stop lighting the cigar.
Hell no. I'm gonna smoke in my house.
Well, blow it up and out of frame. Other way out of frame.
It's just that once I place the cigar down, because my ashtray is right at the camera lens.
Oh, perfect.
It just starts smoking.
No, it gives it ambiance. I'm gonna add CG smoke on my end, so it looks like we're in the same room.
Oh, good.
No, I'm not. That'll take forever. Anyway, yeah, I agree. There's some parts that were really cool, and I like that the heists were legitimately, you could do this with magical means. It's still incredibly difficult, and it's kind of disappointing how much of this movie was dependent on the guy being able to hypnotize and control people, because that's the weakest part. Like, I mean, the coolest scene is the coolest idea is that they robbed a bank beforehand and, blah, 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 with flash paper and all that. And that's, the linchpin of that is that he knocked out the drivers by just looking at them.
Yeah, well, but then again, in this world, real magic exists.
But
real hypnotism could exist.
No, but that's the thing. They're saying that it's not real magic. They're saying it's mentalism. And, I mean, you can... I liked what he was doing when he outed the one FBI agent as a cross-dresser. I thought that was really clever. And yes, you could legitimately do that by picking up on signals, asking the right questions, and stuff like that. And, people, especially when you have the reputation of being a person that can pick this up, people will start doing things to deliberately hide the fact that... hide something they're trying to keep from you. So you could pick it up easily. That's perfectly believable. It's the fact that, I can make someone think they're doing a violin piece by saying the word bullshit. Well, you sure can, because that is bullshit. Are you done?
Oh, sorry. What was going on?
I don't know,
I was good. I was thinking about just doing this until you ended the review for me.
Oh, maybe. I did have one other thing I wanted to talk about. Do you remember the character's name? The kid that actually got into the fight in the apartment?
I don't remember the character's name, no.
Well,
or the actor.
Yeah, neither do I, but the thing is, he and James Franco need to be in a movie together. Because they look so similar. He looks like a really young James Franco. It was nuts. Because I just finished watching Rise of the Planet of the Apes last night. And oh my god, Maxwell, they look so similar. It's creepy. Like, he should have been in the Spider-Man, or whatever. Anyway, I don't know. You got anything else you want to say about this? Because that's just the one thing that was, like, driving me crazy that I had to mention. Otherwise, I'm just about done.
The only real thing I have to say is, if you've heard us this far and you don't care about spoilers, watch this film for the bubble levitation. The ending to that effect is beautiful. Mm-hmm. It really is.
Yeah, that was cool. But otherwise, yeah, there's not a real... Like, it's an okay movie. Go see it if you'd like. I'd say probably wait for the DVD. But yeah...
Well, actually, the DVD's gonna cost, what, $20-$30? When you can see it in theaters for like $5 or $10?
Maybe, but I mean... When
I
say wait for the
rent it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just rent it if you're like, I kind of want to see it, but I don't know. It's probably...
wait until someone uploads it to YouTube illegally.
That too. That's always a good plan.
Even though we're not recommending watching things illegally.
Do not become a pirate, matey. But yeah,
Arr.
I'm about done.
Sorry.
Maxwell, you're done.
I'm ashamed of what I just did. I'm sorry, folks. I really am.
That's right. Be ashamed.
I am. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so thanks everybody for watching.
See ya.